Hey everyone, this is Carrie Cropley from SED 340, and today I am recording this to talk about my individual presentation. And what I decided to do a presentation on was a resource guide. Resource guide for the school department that I work for and for parents as well. After sitting in several IEP team meetings last year, I noticed a lot of time was spent on trying to think of resources that were available for parents and students, or not just parents, the family members or the person responsible for the student, as well as the staff at the school, of resources that were available in the community, whether it be for PT or OT or medical care, counseling, different food pantries, support groups for parents, and I knew from my previous job as a counselor for many years a lot of the resources that we had or have in Washington County, and not just in Washington County, because sometimes we have to seek out of the county in Hancock and Penobscot County and Aroostook County for services for my case management portion of counseling. So I knew that there was more than we were trying to think of just at the IEP team meetings, and ending those meetings sometimes without anything concrete in place. So I talked to the staff at the school I work for and asked if they thought a resource guide would be a good idea, and the lead special education teacher thought it would be a great idea, which she had done one in 2001 though, so most of her information in there was outdated, but it was a good guide to know where to start looking. And what I came up with was something that was this, that I've uploaded the link into the DB in our class Blackboard, but it's 67 pages long, so it's quite thick. And I looked, I did a lot of Google searches. I also looked on Facebook, searched that way, found a lot of contact information and brief overviews to see if the business that I was researching was worthwhile for the parents and the staff, or the family members and the staff of whom I would be sharing this with. So I started right off the get-go with rural health centers. Washington County is full of federally funded rural health centers that aren't just for medical care, they're also for dental care as well as counseling. And a lot of the students that we work with that have disabilities either need some form of medical treatment or counseling. And it was a good tool that I think I found. We've got 8 in Washington County. So I put down the contact information and the location of those rural health centers for the medical, dental, and the counseling component. I also looked up different resources and support agencies for parents or families with students with disabilities. The GEAR Parent Support Network is something that's been around for many years. Preferred Parents, they come and do support groups for parents and also provide child care. So it's a really good tool for parents or family members with disabilities. I also put in my resource guide OT and PT contacts. I put in there food pantries for every town or city, which is only 2 cities in Washington County, but that I could find, because for me personally, working in the school system with students from 7th to 12th grade, food security is insecurity is a huge issue. I've got students coming every day into my classroom looking for food, students having headaches in the classroom because they're hungry, students not focusing in the classroom because they're worried about where their next meal is going to come from. And like I said, this is happening on a daily basis, so I put down the name and contact information and the address of all the local food pantries in Washington County. I personally work with the one in Calais here, and I have bags dropped off every week that students can take home that have food in them to get them through the weekend and at night. We've also been able to, the school that I work with serves 3 schools. There's 2 sending schools, and we're in 1 school. And sometimes the students that come here don't have time for lunch or they're hungry, so we're able to get them an extra hot lunch here. That is paid for by the food pantry here in Calais. So it's a really good tool, and it's something that I know I've heard from other educators that's an issue. So all that contact information is in here as well. The local action agency, which used to be Washington Hancock Community Agency, that contact information is in here for parents as well, and they have enormous amount of programs there that are good for tools for us as professionals and the family members of students with disabilities. I also put in contact information in here for filing a complaint. I wish I've had to find that information, and I have on hand now too. A lot of times parents feel that, or family members, that the students, some of the students that either have a 504 plan or an IEP have been discriminated against in the school, either by a teacher or another student. So I have that information in here of where to contact in Augusta with the contact information and a copy of the form that can be filed, the complaint form. I also included in here some information on main care of how to apply, and it breaks it down into an easy way that's not overwhelming for parents. And there's also a phone number that someone can help with the main care application, because one of the things I've come across, and I'm sure it's not just in Washington County, but from my personal experience, there's a lot of adults that can't read or write and need assistance with stuff such as this, and that's why they or their children or child they're responsible for don't have health care coverage, but they are eligible for it, but it's based, they don't do it or don't apply because of a form. So I put that information in here. I just thought of every scenario that I have personally and professionally been through in the past 10 or 15 years and researched it and put the contact information in here and the phone number. It's quite in-depth. I broke it down by actually county throughout the state of Maine for different services available. Sunrise Opportunities is another organization in Washington County that we refer a lot at transition IEP team meetings for students with the more severe disabilities, for something or somewhere to refer them after high school. And it's kind of, I don't really want to, it's an adult care, daycare type program. That has been very helpful for some of our students that have graduated high school. There's a lot of information in here about different programs that students with disabilities can do over the summertime as well. So it's just, like I said, the link is uploaded to this manual that I've created that will be distributed this week in the school that I work for, and it's on our DB9. The link is in the DB9 folder on our Blackboard. So I hope you can use what I've researched, and if you have any guidance on anything that I've left out or any ideas, it's not too late for me to add more to this, so I welcome your input. And thanks. Have a great day.